Yes, everybody, Russ and the West Ham Network. Hope you're all safe and well, my friends. Bit of an early one today. The reason being is obviously we've got the Julien Lopetegui press conference coming. And so rather than just, overrun that, we're going to do this for about half an hour or so, decompress, have a bit of a waltz and all chat about the game, and then move on, to Brentford game. As always, don't forget to put your comments in. As I said, if you like what we do, comment, like, share. Also, literally hot off the press, we got our mugs. Irons. These are a limited edition run. £10 plus £2.95 shipping. If you are in the US, otherwise shipping's gonna be a bit more. But if you want them, let me know. If you want them, I'm going to put there's a link. As I said, it's limited. We have a limited run at the moment, a limited stock. What's that? I don't know. People just messaging me. Limited stock. Where is my? We're just doing it. Just quick ones on PayPal at the moment. So limited stock. If you want one, it is in the link. Is in the description. As I said, it's very limited. Anyway, as I said, there'll be some more ones coming out as well, different designs. But I thought with the whole Oasis thing, the irons, we've got the T-shirts and stuff already. These are bloody good. I like these. I like these a lot. And they're good quality. They feel nice when you get them out of the box. So if you want one, £10 plus £2.95 shipping in the UK. If you are wanting one from the US or elsewhere, let me know. And I can give you the extra bit for the shipping. Good morning, Learn to. Hope you're well. We know it's bad on Ipswich. Indeed. Learn to dig. Agreed. Indeed. Ralph, hope you're well. Afternoon. Didn't make the watch number. Watch the game. Decent performance until the red card. Unacceptable result though. I was looking at the stats. You know me. I like my stats. And that was the stats from the game. The tail of the tape. We came out at 40%, almost 40% possession, which is not very like other West Ham teams. Shots, they twice as many shots, and obviously a higher shot on target potential from them. Corners, fouls, saves, touches in the box, surprisingly even, which was surprising. Probably most of those touches was bloody Antonio trying to do that little move in the second half. But it comes out, and for me, as I said, it wasn't a 5-1 performance. And I mean, Anton did his 5 things we can look forward to, or 5 things to take out of the last game, 5 positives or 5 things they've learned. And I actually think, people saying it was closer to the Alvarez thing. I think we actually, with Alvarez, I think that's actually probably help the side develop a bit more now, because it means we have to have a different centre midfield pairing. Midfield is the area which definitely for me needs to be addressed. And when you look at sort of the stats over the last sort of few games, not including the Liverpool game, but I mean obviously we lost 5-1 last time we played Liverpool in the cup as well. But in the league particularly, a lot of people have looked at the games and stuff like that. This is what I was saying the other day on the podcast. If you look at the difference between the corresponding fixtures last year to this year, it's pretty much the same. So that's why I sort of gave it at the moment like a C-, because there's not much. If anything, we've saved a few goals less we've conceded, but apart from that, there's not much else. So yeah, I mean, the away form better than the home form, obviously. Obviously, we beat Bournemouth in the cup 1-0, didn't we? The second round, and then lost to Liverpool 5-1, same as last time we lost to 5-1 in the quarters last year in the Carabao Cup. So, I think we're about on par with where we were last year, but a few goals, I think 3 or 4 goals better off in terms of goal difference, but still only 4 points in the first 5 games. And people were saying, right, the Brentford and Ipswich game for me are critical games now already. I know we haven't even 8 October now, but we know there is a mass to sort of maintain the same results, but with a huge change in the team personnel. Maybe C+ rather than C-. Do you know what I mean? So I get it. I get it. But things need to change. Making excuses we were crap. I wouldn't say we were totally crap, Gary. I thought there was periods of the time where I thought we played all right. And for me, it just shows what happens when you've got clinical forwards. I mean, literally, everything they had half their shots they took were on target. Fabianski made loads of saves, and yeah. The only mistake for J-Lo was not subbing after the yellow, possibly. I don't want to hear the word Liverpool for a long time. After the hope your well one was up, so I hope after that shambles last night, we were in it until Alvarez blew it. Is it me, or does Lopetegui dress like a Uber driver or a handyman? Soler and Somerville were decent. Yeah, I've got some stats. Clearly, the midfield for me is the issue. Looking at Alvarez's stats last night, until obviously he got sent off, 42 touches, 79% pass completion rate, and lost possession 10 times. 10 times. That's a lot. Yeah, Fabianski. Yeah, you're totally right. Not been impressed with Alvarez at all. Always loses his head. It's almost like, for me, it's almost like he's still fighting fitness levels. He still doesn't seem fit. Whether he's still got an injury, I don't know, but he just doesn't seem fit at all. Looking at, obviously, Tommy Souček played, 20 touches, pass completion rate 63%. How can we build anything when a player's got our midfield's got a 67% completion rate? Do you know what I mean? Not good at all. But as you said, there was some good game time for the likes of Soler, which was good to see. As you can see with Soler, 78%. Didn't get a lot of passes because he played like almost 80 minutes. 17 passes the whole game. Didn't have as many touches as Alvarez did. Half pretty much, or 60% less or 40% less of what Alvarez did. Only lost possession 4 times, but had less game time. I thought it was a decent game from Soler. Not really much. It was okay. I wouldn't say it was great. It wasn't bad. It didn't stand out. And he had a decent shot in the second half. The one went a bit wayward. I think most interesting was when you look at Andy Irvine. He was on for 12 minutes, 16 touches, 10 passes, 100% completion rate for the Irvine. For me, he needs to be banging on that door. He's going to be banging on that door for a start. Honestly, I think you'll see a different type of player. He's got the height compared. You wouldn't need to play Souček. You could play Irvine instead of Souček, and you've got some more of a progressive player. Height-wise the same, so he could command the physicality that Lopetegui likes from Souček. But he's got something about him as well. He's got a shot on him. I know Souček randomly scores the odd goal, but he's a good player. Todibo looked like a trialist kid. Can't believe he's the same player who played at Nice. How can this be? Well, let's look at Todibo. I've got his stats as well. You ask and I shall provide. Todibo's stats for last night: 90 minutes, 82% completion rate. Not bad. 49 passes, considering the high press Liverpool put in. Ground duels, won all his aerial duels as well. Half dozen tackles, I think, as well. And I thought he had a good game. Again. He didn't stand out, and when a defender stands out, arguably, it means he's probably had an half decent game. hasn't made any mistakes. I know we conceded 5 goals, which is the ironic thing, but I thought he had a okay game. And for me, I think he starts against Brentford. I think he has to start. The transition needs to begin. I thought, he played the full 90 minutes at Anfield against a high press. I think we'll do okay. Sooner that fraud Loppy goes, the better. I think Average is trying too much. He's trying to be the leader and sometimes overdoes it. Yeah, I just don't think he's fully fit. I actually don't think he's recovered from that injury. The other day, I think it was the Everton game. People said, the Chelsea game, people said how slow he looked on the pitch. And I don't remember him being that slow. Well, so these are all from Sofa Score, my friend, from Ricky. All from Sofa Score, with the touch heat maps as well. I don't trust in Loppy unless proven wrong. Liverpool are clinical. Kudus and Irvine should have come on at 90 minutes and we still had a chance. Well, I think they would have if it was only 5 minutes later than they came on, obviously when Alvarez was sent off. When will J-Lo put Kudus through the middle? Needs to calm down to the touchline. Salah still finding his Premier League. It needs to play more. I know what you mean. I know. I agree. I like Kudus in the middle. I think actually he's probably most effective on the right-hand side. I have a feeling that for the Brentford game, we'll go back to Bowen up top. Move everyone along one. The heavens are just opened here. And I imagine whether you are. Turned his back on a shot. Tut. Needs to start the weekend. They're not been that poor. They've just been clinical, no difference. Liverpool were clinical yesterday. Chelsea were clinical against us on the weekend. And, that's 8 goals conceded and 1 scored in 2 games, which isn't good. Isn't good at all. And I think, for me, Todibo comes in. Don't forget, we'll come back in with Emerson, Wan-Bissaka. The injury, the suspension of Alvarez means for me they have to rethink the midfield again, which I don't think is a bad thing at all. And so, yeah, I don't think that's a bad thing. Maybe we've relied too heavily on it, on Alvarez potentially, in terms of being in one of those positions. That does it mean Rodriguez comes in? Does he play Soler alongside Rodriguez and push Paqueta into a 10 role? Possibly. I think. For me, there is 4 or 5 different ways we could play. We don't know what's happening with Nicholas Füllkrug. I imagine there'll be questions asked in the press conference today about him. He was training, and the assumption was the West Ham website was saying he was in contention for playing yesterday. He wasn't even on the squad. Luis Guilherme starred for the under-21s on the Tuesday night, scored in the Premier International Cup 2 draw with Benfica B. So, does he come into the squad? Obviously, we've got a game tomorrow, the under-21s against Chelsea under-21s. So it'd be interesting to see whether Guilherme's given some minutes there. I don't think he will be. I think he'll be put into the first team, back into the first team. But we shall wait and see. Let's have a look here. Were there any players who had a poor? Were there any? Alvarez made, but was he poor? Gave the ball away a lot, 10 times. 10 times. If you haven't got a lot of possession as it is, losing the ball 10 times isn't great. I think, and then Souček. Where's the Souček stats? Souček had a 60% pass completion rate, 63%. That's not great. That's not great. When you've got a side where you're trying to literally, you haven't got a lot of the ball. Well, we still had 40% possession, which weren't too bad, but still, you can't be giving the ball away. When we've got it, we need to maintain it, and we weren't doing that. Ryan is a must-win. 4 points, a good performance. If not, I'm struggling to see what the plan is. I agree. I saw better again. Ironically, because we lost 5-1, I saw a better defensive shape. I thought I saw a better defensive shape yesterday than I did against Chelsea. I thought we looked defensively stronger in a weird way. I know we lost 5-1, but still. They carved us open for Jota's second, but the others were good shots, or it wasn't this, or deflected, or a rebound, or whereas Chelsea's were just poor defending. To be honest, maybe Joss's first one. Kilman out-jumped him. Did he out-jump Kilman? He wouldn't even jump. If Kilman had jumped, he would have probably not been able to get the shot on target. But hey, if my auntie had bollocks, she'd be my uncle. Do you know what I mean? Front, lol, not good. Not striker, can't score goals. I don't like Bowen as a striker. I've got a feeling they'll play him as a striker on Saturday. They could play Antonio, you're right, and they could play Antonio Petrozzi. But putting Antonio in, I think then unless you're going to be ultra brave and play a three of Bowen, Kudus as a 10, and Somerville on the left, then what's the point? Because I think you lose Kudus on the left. I think Somerville deserves to play on the left. I think the last game and a half he's played, game in 60 minutes or 70 minutes when he came on off of the Chelsea game, I think it showed what a good player he is, and I think you need to keep that momentum going. I don't agree by dropping him. I don't see the point. And if it's to accommodate people, that's wrong. It should be the best players in the position should be playing in those positions. Kudus, I think Somerville was more effective on the left than Kudus is. I think Kudus is more effective in the middle or on the right wing. And that for that to happen, you either have to put Bowen up top or drop Paqueta to an 8 role. In a situation Saturday, where you've got no Alvarez, you would probably put Rodriguez in, and then you put Paqueta as the second one. I think we'd be a bit weak central midfield. It was CDM's central midfield role, but that's why I'm not the manager. He should start Antonio against Brentford. For us, it was 8 minutes, and that would have given us more time. Possibly, yeah. 8 minutes, yeah, definitely. Where is this goal going to end? I don't know. I'd play Soler and Irvine versus Brentford. Play Mavra as a CDM. If we lose and he's under pressure, well, I think every game you don't win, every game you have a poor performance, it does ramp up on the manager. It's natural on the head coach. It does ramp up. No way is too slow in error. I thought Alvarez was one of our best players before he got sent off. Too slow, given the Bees' pace. Yeah, interesting. But then the flip side is, if you played Soler on Irvine, you haven't got any central defensive midfielders. Neither are CDMs. And from a previous regime, when they put JWP and Souček in their CDM, it doesn't work. We'll never get anywhere if we don't play the same team for at least 4 games, because we'll always be lopsided this season. Very good, lopsided. I'll use that for another thumbnail one day. I agree. I still don't think he knows his best 11 or the 11. And actually, chopping and changing, bringing new players in is what someone like Pep does, But that's to maintain freshness. I think we're doing it now because we don't really know where we are at. It's almost like we don't know our starting 11. Don't know when this is going to turn around. I'll give him 10 games. Well, I think the trouble is we've got obviously Brentford, then Ipswich, then Spurs away, then the international break. Anything less than 4 or 5 points across those 3 games is going to really, really ramp up. And say, even if good performance at Brentford, good performance against Ipswich, say we then lose convincingly to Spurs at 3 Point Lane, then you've got 2 weeks until the next game, which is Man United at home. So it really is every game is crucial for Lopetegui at the moment. I wouldn't play Guido either. You could completely, mate. I haven't lost faith yet, but the 2 games are crucial. They are, and I think actually, given, and this is why everyone play. You play every team twice. The order you play them can really have a detrimental effect to your season. If we started the season by playing Everton, Ipswich, Leicester, and would probably have won 3 or 4 of those, no problem, I'd suggest, then you wouldn't get the situation. Or if we had a poor run of those games and now we started to get a good run, it's literally the way you play those teams has a massive impact on momentum in terms of results, in terms of fan sentiment and stuff as well. The Premier League's a very harsh mistress. Things like Loppy's out the door. I noticed has actually made better passes than I've ever seen. Maybe he was trying to be more forward thinking. Tough game for the lads. I'm still patient with Julien. People learn by them watching the team, not looking at the stats all the time. Stats don't do everything because Alvarez played well, in my opinion. I don't think he played particularly well. From my perspective, I thought I could see him losing the ball a lot. Maybe because he had a lot of ball. There's always a yin to a yang, but I wasn't a bit. I was a bit. The last couple of games, I've been a bit disappointed with him. We easily could have had 3 or 4. Very true. Fortune was always hiding, indeed. Happy you're well. Having a striker like Duran. Stop talking about Duran. We haven't got Duran. Scott, this is a Duran-free zone now. We can talk about it, if buts and maybes. That should be the comment under the West Ham badge, our new motto. If my auntie had bollocks, she'd be my uncle. That's what the wingers are best as they are fixed. I agree. What does Saliba do? Anyone tell me the best position? Please explain. I thought he played well. Centre half did all right, didn't he? If Falk isn't back, I'll put Paqueta as a 10 and Kudus as a 9. But I'm just Canadian. Get my breakfast ready. Played top 5 teams. They expose us indeed. Afternoon, Doug. Hope you're happy after yesterday. Expectations plummeted for us poor, long-suffering fans. We need a huge, happy Amarat, but we've always been long-suffering fans. I mean, at the end of the day, it's the level of performance we've got now, that massive player changeover. When everything's, and again, I don't know when, but I feel like we're on the cusp of it slotting into place. But everyone turning on each other is going to do fuck all for that, isn't it? If we're going to play down the wings, you need a tall striker. Yeah, I agree. Afternoon GP. Russ was prepared to give Loppy a chance. Can't just see us improving. Can't see us getting in for the next 5 games. See him walking through the pressure. Is he getting to Loppy? Well, I don't know. He can't walk, is he? He's got crutches. He injured himself jumping about so crazy yesterday. Look, give it 10 games. I'm not being funny. Give it 10 games at least. You know what I mean? It's like, the suspension, it means he still hasn't got the 11 he wants to put together on the pitch at the same time. I don't think. That's football, but give the man time. It's like it's one. I know it's a fine. How much time is enough time? I think 10 games in. Fuck. Look at Arsenal. Look, Arsenal were like, when Arteta was going to be sacked and they were bottom of the league, and now look at them. You know what I mean? I know we're not Arsenal, but let's happen Vembry as well when he started at Villa. Didn't hit the ground running exactly. Same as Bournemouth. Didn't hit the ground running with him, Ariella straight away. For some managers it does, I agree, but for the higher percentage of them, it doesn't, not straight away with such a huge turnover. You look at Arne Slot, he's doing well, but they only had 1 new player in, where we've had a swing of 22 players. That's huge. Was supposed to be watching us last few months. Don't look like knows what he's doing. He looked like, he's not a manager, he's a head coach, Gary. So use the right terminology. We need 7 points from the next 3 games. That'd be nice. I can't believe it's 25. I'm still relying on Antonio. I agree. I knew for it would not give the new manager to get all these new players gel. All sounds good, but I know what our fan base is like. Yep, I agree, my friend. Totally agree. Some of them needs a good 10 to play with. I agree as well. Still not bad enough to prefer Moises. Well, I think David had to go. It was coming to the end of his tenure, and I think it had to go. So we'll see. Always review, mate. Afternoon peeps for us. We were okay until the red card, and heads drops. We folded like a pack of cards. I think we're a team which really does work on, confidence. To be honest, and we haven't got any at the moment. As a side, I thought we played a lot better. I agree. As a second, no, you can't say that Duran would have been perfect if you don't know. Indeed, if buts and maybes. I didn't. That was going to be 5-1 after me neither. No VAR. How convenient! It's the same as every other club, Michael, in the Carabao Cup. If we showed the commitment we showed first half, then we'd have won more. Maybe. We've always been the club that loses more than we win. Relegations are a happy thing. It always just seems worse now, but we ain't going down, mate. Do you know what I mean? Nuts. Starts in August and people calling for heads. Well, that is football, unfortunately, not just West Ham. Football in general. Could happen again, is my feeling. Alex Ferguson would have been sacked in the present day. You're totally right. He was that game away, wasn't he? He was indeed, but that's what VAR's in, but it's not in for the Crap Cup, is it? Saw more desire last night. Yeah, I mean, look, we lost 5-1. We lost 5-1 to Liverpool last year in the Cup. And for me, the side we gave them more of a game. We gave them more of a game. Sometimes I think, we had a go. We could have had a better go. Agreed. But we had a go. We are not in the top four. Sometimes I think our league is that 6th to 10th. That's my, sometimes you might be lucky and get to the top of that league. So for me, that's our league. Maybe creeping into the top half of that league potentially. But Rusty of ours don't see Loppy turning it around. Some do though. Martin Allen did the other day. He's been quite vocal on Twitter. It'd be interesting. What ex-players do you think? Because some do have an axe to grind. I'll be honest, Colin. Some ex-players, some don't, but some do. So and some are friends of previous managers as well. Can I say 2-tier reffing? Do what Happy Hammer says and give it a like. Name a striker that always scores every chance they get. None of them do, indeed. How can we concede 2 in 90 minutes? So poor. Mate, Helen, we'd given up 3-1 down. You could see, innit? Heads went down. And that's the trouble. It's then up to the captain and the leadership. And I don't think we've got it. I'll be honest. I don't think we've got it. And it's at times like these when you have major change that you rely on your senior players. The players are still there. The likes of Aaron Cresswell, Cress has got the most amount of Premier League appearances for West Ham in the current side, second to Mark Noble. That's when you need those players. I don't think they're vocal enough. That's when you need someone like a Mark Noble in midfield or Declan Rice in midfield to start shouting at people. Jeering them up. And you're right, yeah, exactly. I don't think Bowen is one of them. He's out on the wing. I never like it. I never like it. But his decision's been made, and I think I don't think he's benefiting from being in that position. Indeed. That's what I mean. Get the midfield sorted and you'll be competitive. They're losing possession too easily. Yeah, indeed. That to me is, I think we start. I think in a weird way the defence is going to obviously be coming. Wan-Bissaka, Emerson coming to the defence for the Brentford game. Better. We've got some really good forward players, but it's that midfield balance we just can't get right. Hating that say more than just to see that who wished for this. Hating that say more than last season now. Hating this more. Who wished for this? Happy and ready. It's 5 games, mate. Chill out. Christ, don't forget we've been in the Avram Grant era. We've been under, went down 42 points. We've been relegated. Let's just all calm down a bit. Do you know what I mean? There's no point ranting and raving. It's 6. This is the 6th game of the season. We've got 4 points, and we've played 3 of the top 6. So let's just calm down. Calm down. If we had no points on the board, if we were like in the position of like Southampton or whatever, I'd be getting a bit, but I'm not. Brentford are no pushovers. I mean, it's going to be hard to. I think we'll get a draw on Saturday, to be honest. Bowen is more club catching the pitch. I agree. Well, what is the answer? Well, the answer is we're not playing Chelsea or Liverpool away next week for the next 2 games. We're playing. If we conceded 8 goals to Brentford and Ipswich, or conceded 10 goals away to Fulham and Crystal Palace, is what we did last year, rather than get 4 points and 2 and on the board, then I'll be concerned. Let's all just take a perspective pill. I believe we're too good to go down, and that turned out you're never too good to know. I know, but I think we are. Once the players with gel, you get a good side. If buts and maybes, if we've got a second, don't agree. I know that, Russ. We always have been pretty shit. Maybe it's my age, so I'm fucking annoyed with everything. But just, we're not Southampton. We're not Leicester. And I know we've spent a lot of money, but we've had a lot of players in and out as well. Look, I'm going to shoot now because Lopetegui's going to do his press conference. We'll do a little synopsis of the press conference afterwards. Hammer's headlines, all that stuff. I think Alex is going live as well on his channel tonight. So if you want to decompress, then go. We're a good team short of a mobile striker. And I'm going to talk about a potential mobile striker for January. Take care. Stay safe. Chin up. Much love. Bye-bye.